to get him on.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Well, tonight we're going to talk about branding with Danni Ackerman of the Danni App. Thank you, Danny, for being on.
Thanks for having me.
For the people that don't know about you, which I'm not sure everybody doesn't know about you, let them know a little bit about yourself, where they can find you and all that.
Oh, who doesn't know about me? No, so I am Danni Ackerman. I am also known as the Danni App. I have a site called TheDanniApp.com where I help people learn to better build their business. eBay is my main place of choice, but I sell on eBay, Amazon, Etsy, and 11 Main. And where else? Oh yes, and in a brick and mortar antique mall here in Las Vegas. What else do you want to know? How about that? You know, anybody wants to know anything, you just ask.
What got you into selling on eBay in general, and when did you start?
Oh, what got me into selling on eBay? So, gosh, that's been like almost 18 years now. And I was a reseller before that. I did a lot of yard sales, flea markets. I love treasure hunting. I've grown up in thrift shops and antique stores. And so I used to raise horses, and I remember where I was the day I found out about eBay. It was out plowing my horse arena, and I had the radio on, and on came this ad about this thing called eBay that had just gone public. And I thought, oh, that sounds pretty cool. So came in, checked it out, and I thought, wow, they made this just for me. So I've pretty much been on eBay since the very beginning. Still continued to do, you know, yard sales and flea markets, but eBay really opened up opportunities that weren't there before to get out of, you know, the local crowd and sell stuff to, well, now, you know, it's the whole world. So that's how I got started.
Okay. And okay, I like it. That was has it changed the time that you've been there? That I know we're kind of friends. We don't talk that often, but you have an ear on the eBay post. You know certain people up there. So has it much changed since you've been there?
So I'm catching about every third word you're saying, but I think you're asking how it's changed since I've been there?
Yeah.
Okay. So in the good old days, when it began, you know, you didn't even need a picture. You just listed something and it sold.
Yep.
It was crazy. Yeah, Sean, were you on there back then?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, you could like list a toothpick. I swear.
It didn't matter. You sold everything.
Yep.
My big joke is there is many a girl who put themselves through college with eBay back then.
I bet. Yeah.
So, I mean, we didn't have digital cameras.
Nope.
We did not have, you know, all the softwares and things that we have now. We just certainly did not have mobile apps because we didn't even have freaking smartphones, you know?
Definitely not, yeah.
Yeah, you had to go a lot on just, you know, gut and instinct, and you just listed stuff and you did the best you could with it. And, I mean, it used to be, you could leave buyer's feedback.
Yep.
It was crazy times back then.
I actually found my very first pictures, or I should say the pictures of my very first items I ever listed on eBay the other night, like 2 weeks ago. It was amazing. Yeah? I was like, what the heck? I remember these. Oh.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's funny because I work with a lot of sellers, a lot of, you know, have just come in the last few years even, and talk about how difficult it is and all that. It's like, no, you should go back to the day. Yeah. I mean, you had to take your pictures with a real film camera, and then you had to go get them developed, which you could pay extra for 1 hour photo, but for the most part, you waited 3 days. Then you hope you had the right pictures, and then you had to scan them into your computer. That was the good old days.
Yep. And then you take the check or money order to the
Checks or
bank
money
and wait.
orders, yes, yes.
Yeah, wait the 7 to 10 days for it to clear. Oh
PayPal
man.
didn't even exist then.
So one item can be 2-3 weeks easily. If
Yes.
any holdups. It was
Yeah.
nuts. Yeah.
There was no stars. There was no top-rated seller status. There was no defect ratings. There was no Amazon. There was no Amazon.
Yeah. True.
Which is
Yeah.
kind of crazy. Think about it.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Amazon coming on the scene is what really changed things.
No doubt. Yeah.
That started turning e-commerce upside down.
Oh yeah. I always joke that they're taking over the world away from the Illuminati. But
And
yeah.
it totally changed the way we buy things. Like my husband today, he's had the brake light has been out on in his car for weeks, and I keep saying, "What are you waiting for to get that changed, get that fixed?" And he's like, "Oh, I don't know. I gotta pass an auto parts store." I'm like, "Are you kidding me? Amazon, just order the freaking little bolt and change it. It'll be here in 2 days. Get her done."
Yeah.
We're so spoiled.
Hey, Sean, you want to see if there's any questions in the comments for Danny before we get into the topic? Because I know Danny's not feeling so well, so I didn't.
Yeah. Let's see. I didn't see any questions. We got a lot of regular viewers in the house, of course. Thank you so much. I really didn't see any new names I don't recognize, but yeah. Margaret's in the house again. We got Larry, Swamp Picker. Oh, Pinching Pesos. What's up, Deb? Welcome. Jay Arkey. Oh yeah, just everybody pretty much except Wade. We're all wondering where Wade is. So yeah, but no questions yet.
I'm going to let my little dog out of my office because she's totally freaking out on me because I've got her trapped in here. And the family's out there eating, so she really thinks she's eating something.
Yep.
Go get
Brian's house. OG Picker. Jeff Davidson. Thrifty Teresa. Green Mountain Picker. What's up, man? Welcome. Dirt and Rust, welcome again.
Yep.
Steve Hoskins. Yep. Oh, Shantina. Well, I haven't seen her for a while. Shantina's in the house too. Lamont Wilson, welcome.
Okay. Well, like I said, I know Danny's not so well. Just getting over bronchitis after a week-long trip. So we may cut the show a little short. So I'll get right into the topic then, which is about branding. And I'm going to read a couple of things from and see if Danny agrees or expand on it in the online format. A lot of branding is out on the road, like McDonald's and stuff like that, a brand. So maybe Danny can explain it into online terms for us.
So brand, so a lot of people think about your brand is your logo and your colors and the look of your store. And that's a part of it. But what your brand really, really is what is it that makes people remember your business? What is it that makes you different than everybody else doing and selling what you do? I mean, that really is the core of brand, because you said McDonald's. So there are other fast food places that sell hamburgers, right? But McDonald's has branded themselves as, I don't know, what they've changed, kind of a little bit along the years, but when they began, they're the first. It was about fast food. It was about fast, efficient, save you time, get a good meal for cheap. I mean, that was the brand back then, and that's still pretty much the brand now, except for the good food part. They embrace the fact that they're known for having crappy food. I don't know if you've gone to one lately. Oh gosh, let me remember.
Not anymore, but yeah.
what did they say? Something. It has something to do with their coats and how, see, there really is something for everyone here. Kind of an underslighted, because like they know. They know. People talk about McDonald's being crap, but we still all go there in droves. You know?
Yeah.
So the brand is not just those golden arches. We recognize those golden arches as McDonald's. It's brand recognition, but really we know the brand as, you know, you want a cheap, fast meal that you can count on to be the same every time pretty much you go, you get McDonald's.
Yeah.
It's familiar, it's comfortable, and, you know, take Starbucks. Starbucks?
Every corner,
like,
so yeah.
It's a culture. It's like a daily staple. Like, people are going to die if they don't have their mocha chocolate venti caramel frappuccini wappy thing, you know?
Register that. That's a pretty good name.
yeah, I think they should, get that one. But you know what I'm saying? It's, you know, I just came from the grocery store with my husband, and of course he drinks Starbucks coffee, and he's like, you know, this is my staple. I cannot run out of my and it's got to be Starbucks coffee. I'm like, why? Because the way when a brand develops, like these big commercial brands, when they develop, they're getting into our heads. They're convincing us of certain things that may or may not be true. But you can create channels in people's brains that this is what they have to stick with, this, and you want them to recognize it when they come back. So that's why you have, you know, the logo, so that every time somebody comes back, they know they're in the right place, they know they're getting the right thing. And if you expand into other things and you continue to put your brand recognition on it, it's a trust factor. Now people trust, well, I like this over here, so I'm going to try this over here, and it's okay, and I can go there. So brand's really powerful. Really powerful.
Okay. Well, just so everybody knows, some of them we got the source from is the Entrepreneur and a couple other places. So if you want to look into branding more after the show, those are good places. That's a good place to start. And everything else. I do have another one I will be mentioning later. So one of the things that, like, this is step one. Like, I'm just jumping a little bit. It says defining your brand. What is your company's mission? How can that be used for online for either eBay or Amazon or both if you know how to do it?
So say the question again.
How can your company's mission be used on eBay or Amazon to actually get your brand known?
Okay. I'm gonna make sure, because I'm like hearing like every other third word. I don't know. I've got this great internet now.
You, man. Yeah.
So here's the thing. When you're developing a brand, and this is, you know, I'm all about the niche. Those who know me, I'm the niche queen here. And the first thing, before you even think about your brand, is you need to think about what problem are you going to solve for people? What is it that is going to make you unique and different and stand out and able to speak to a target market out there where you're not having to redo each time you sell something? So, like, Sean, I know, are you still doing the toys? Cool vintage toys and games and stuff?
He said he'd be right back. I think yes.
Oh, we lost him. Okay. So Sean was doing toys. So that's a very specific market. You can learn what it is you're, sorry, phone's ringing over here. You can learn what it is you're talking to with people, so that each time you're listing something, it's not reinventing the wheel. You get to be known for, in this case, would be solving the problem of somebody's looking for a game they used to play when they were a kid, and they want to go someplace where they're most certain to find it, you know, as opposed to just doing a random search and finding a bunch of different sellers that may or may not, have all the pieces to it, or they can trust. They want to go someplace that they know, like, and trust. So that's where building that niche, talking to the ideal target market, gets the word out with each thing that you list. And it indexes in Google as, oh, somebody goes in, wants a vintage game, boom, look, here's the store over on eBay. That's what they sell. They sell vintage games. Yay, let's go check that out. So really using what you list, what you develop, knowing that you are serving some purpose for people out there, and then going over and utilizing social media. Facebook is phenomenal. We did not have Facebook back when eBay started. We had AOL chat rooms, but there was no. You remember those, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think many a husband got in trouble with some of those AOL chat rooms. Just saying.
Very easy to do.
But now we have this connection to literally billions of people. And we can target exactly who we want to talk to. And it is just incredible. We don't have to go out and get billboards and run, TV ads anymore. We've got free media to go in and talk to our ideal customers and drive them to our store. And the more you're branded and the more you're niched, the better the chances they're going to find you. Sorry, my phone keeps going off. We'll just turn that volume off.
Okay. And is it good for another part of the step one in the product? What are your customers and prospects already think of your company? So there's a way of using their feedback to brand yourself as well, but you can always change if they say, well, this is what I didn't like. Is that a good idea?
Shauna, are you hearing Chris a little better?
He's cutting in and out, but that might have been one of my questions. He was saying, like, is it a smart idea to change your brand? Say, like, if something doesn't work out, or something like that.
So I would give it time before changing. I would really make sure that if you developed a brand knowing that it was something good, you did some market research, you knew it was a good place to go, when things aren't working, things aren't selling, before I just up and change the branding, I would look at potentially what the marketing is doing. Because marketing is really what drives a brand. Take a look at my brand. Utterly Good Stuff is Utterly Good Enterprises is my umbrella company, and under that I have multiple Utterly Good Stuffs. Stuff is my main thing, but I started with Utterly Good Stuff and did antiques and collectibles, and I have built that brand around antiques and collectibles before the days, where we knew that we were supposed to get all these rich words and everything in there. And I have repeat customers. I have a list of dealers that have bought from me that when I get something in, I don't even have to go through eBay. I have phone numbers. I can call them up, say, hey, such and such, I just got another one of those pieces in, and boom, I can get sales. And they see, my little cow insignia on all of my different IDs now. They know that's me. But it was never the cow branding. It was never that got people to come to me. That's now how they recognize me. So when you say change the brand, always be really, really careful what the end goal is in doing that. Because if I was to just now decide, oh, you know what, I'm not selling as much as I'd like to, I'm going to change my branding now to show some antique stuff, or change the color and the logo and all this, that could have really bad effect on what I'm doing, versus if I just tweak my marketing a little bit better to talk to my ideal customers. That make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
So now, could your be the voice for your brand?
The cow be like the voice for your brand? Unlike
I thought that's what he said.
cows.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my cow's kind of like my mascot. He's like my little logo, but he could be a boy. It's just like, Sean, you have your toad.
Yep.
When I see that toad, I think of you. It's, you are cool toads. So definitely, I mean, look at some of the big brands out there that use a character. I mean, there's since we can remember, TV ads, there's been mascots. There's been, Tony the Tiger.
Ones. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, even McDonald's had, the
Burger King.
Clown and
Ronald McDonald.
Yeah, Ronald McDonald.
He's always my favorite guy.
Look at the Geico commercials. They don't have just one.
Oh, yeah.
They have several of these little characters that we just associate now with, Geico. What does that do for you when you see those commercials? How does that make you feel about Geico? It makes you go, oh, we like the very friendly company. Oh, they care about animals. They must care about people. So, yeah, using something like that definitely can work in your favor. Okay,
that's kind of leads into the next part of it. It said, is your brand friendly? Like, Band-Aids had to change because they're adhesive, but other companies could have came in with Mexican and said, you're using their brand, your name is not your brand, or something to that effect. And so, would that be considered friendly? They use a parent can use the Band-Aid to cover up a kid's knee type of thing.
So I think I'm hearing you right. So the voice of your brand should reflect what you want to reflect to your customers. So I mean, I am fun and friendly, and I sell weird, quirky stuff. So that's where I went with that. But if you want a more serious tone, a more elegant or professional, then you're not going to want to use, a silly cow or a toad. You're going to want to do something that speaks more to that elegant crowd. So it just is really depending on what that message is you want to get across to your customers, who your customer is. If you're selling professional women's clothing, you're probably going to go with a professional tone. They want to trust that you understand them, because that's what people want. They want to trust that you're going to take care of them. You know what they want. You know what they like. You know what they need. That's what it's all about. It's they're going to go someplace they feel comfortable making a purchase. I mean, and it's not like it used to be. Oh my gosh, when this first started, getting people to give a credit card number online, woo, getting to sign up for PayPal was like heebie-jeebies. They would not give up that information. Now people are comfortable with it. They get it. When things get hacked, they're like, yeah, okay, old news. Let's move on. Let's do this again. So it's not as hard as it used to be, but everybody is about what's in it for me. And you've got to know that going in, that they do not care how much money you're going to make. They don't care if you've got to make a living. They don't care if you've got to put shoes on your kids. They don't care if you spent $25 on an item you're offering for $30. They don't care. They care about what's in it for them. Is it going to be a good transaction for me? Is it going to be the amount I want to pay? Is it going to get here when I want to have it here? All of those things. You always have to think about all of those things, because that's what your customers are thinking.
Yep.
Well, I'm seeing a question from Turtle Trader. He's asking, do you recommend setting up a couple of different accounts for each different niche?
So I get that question a lot, and here is my advice on that. Get one up and running smoothly first and understand the marketing behind a niche. Don't create a second account just to justify selling a bunch of stuff that you don't want to let go of. Okay, because it is more work. So if you get one running smoothly, then by all means, do another one. Do another one. I have 5 different niches, but they all sort of work together in that when I'm outsourcing, I am finding these common type things. I have one for art, I have one for plush. I have one for my antiques and collectibles. I have one for shoes. And those don't go in the same store together well and for marketing purposes for me. So I also have VAs that do my listing. I'm not doing it all myself. There is no way I could maintain all of my niches all by myself. Couldn't do it. It wouldn't be possible. So that is just the caveat I put in there. Great, yes, open a new store, but be ready that you're opening a new business, and it's going to take all the same marketing requirements as the first one.
Okay.
Good question.
Do you design templates and make brand standards for your marketing materials? Or should you?
Okay, so I heard something about brand standards and marketing materials.
Yes,
Templates.
designing templates.
Do you design templates for using them with that?
Yeah, no, I'm still a big fan of templates. Here's why. So I know you'll hear this, probably 20 different opinions from 20 different people on this. Here's the deal. Yes, it takes some, gobbledygook coding in HTML in there that does detract from indexing in a search engine. Specifically, let's talk about Google. But here's the thing. If you ever go look at a page on eBay, go look at the code for that page, and you can do that by inspecting Elements or something. Go look at that code, because I can guarantee you have already lost Google long before they get down to your template. Because eBay is adding all kinds of gobbledygook code. So the most important thing for your listings for search engine optimization is going to be your title, your item specifics, and your pictures. Pictures are hugely important. Okay, so then when you get to the description, this is more about your customers, because if your customers are making it down into your description, you've got a really interested customer, so you need to make that warm and friendly and professional for them. And so again, it goes back to that brand recognition. If you've got a nice, nothing too busy, nothing crazy, no flash and all this stuff, but something that really says, look, we are professionals, we are here for the long haul, we're not going anywhere, we're here to take care of you. I'm a big, big advocate in having that stuff down in your description and using a template that brands you. Yes. That answer your question?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Hey, Sean, why don't you ask one of your questions? You just in that comments. I noticed I'm jumping around, so it's.
All right. Basically, like with the buyer's emails, and it's pretty easy to find from our buyers from YouTube. Hello, eBay. What kind of software is there, say, to be able to collect that email and send out, kind of build your brand that way too through email?
So you're going to have to do a lot of that manually to set it up. So here's what I do. Now I have a big, robust, it's called a CRM, it's customer something management. I'm not good with these acronyms. Whatever that's called, where you manage your database of your customers. So I use Infusionsoft, which I would say for 99% of people out there is way more than you need. I run, the TheDanniApp Academy, and I run all kinds of other stuff with that. So that's why I have that. But I started with Aweber. That is where I set up shop. It's my favorite email marketing software. It's like $19 a month. Now, a lot of people go, $19 a month, but there's like some free stuff out there like MailChimp. You have to think about deliverability of the mail. And a lot of email services are now blocking things that are coming from MailChimp. Constant Contact, not too bad, but I think that one has a small charge as well. So when you're ready to get serious about collecting your customers' data and start email marketing to them, Aweber would be the one that I would lead you to. And so what you do is you set up an email campaign, and you, after the sale, because they're your customer, and you get the information when they pay with PayPal, you get their email address, send them an invitation, and the best way to do this is by offering them something. Offer a, a coupon for so much percentage off of their next purchase, or I don't know. Think of something that would appeal to your ideal customer. Maybe it's some special little gift you could include in their next purchase. Whatever that is, that again makes it about them, what's in it for them. And if there's something that's in it for them, then by all means do that, get them on your list. Now, the way that you get them on your list is by using, sorry guys, I'm having like some camera issues here. I don't know, can you still hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay, hopefully it comes back. I've got awful internet here. But once you have them on your list, once they've opted in to your email list, they're now your customer, and you get to continue to market to them. You get to continue to let them know when you have some great new stuff coming in that relates to what they want to buy. So that is the best way to manage your customers, and you can automate things. I mean, you can have once they come in and they get on your list, now the emails can go out automatically. You can set that up way in advance to keep talking and keep that relationship with them.
Okay. Anything going on in the comments, John?
They're not a whole lot. They were talking about food earlier. Let's see. They're saying about the compatibility with mobile. They're talking about having issues with the templates, and I was saying that I was thinking, or under the impression anyway, that the like flashing pictures or like the moving pictures, stuff like that, is what the cell phones don't like.
Yeah, let's talk about mobile for a minute. Let's go ahead and talk about it, because I know that is the issue. You're right. So if you guys pick up your mobile app, your eBay mobile app, and you look at that, I'm going to guarantee you right here, right now, that when somebody goes over to buy something on mobile, 99% of them never go to look at your description. They just don't. On mobile, it's about buying something fast. It's kind of a down and dirty transaction, and they're going to look at the title, they're going to look at the pictures, and they're going to look at the price. And I'm telling you, that's how they're making their buying decisions.
Heck yeah, because I've gotten, I don't know, I can probably name off 8 or 9 different times. People are like, that's not what you said in the description. I'm like, well, they obviously didn't read the description. So
they don't. Yeah. They're not. We know that. We know they're not using it. I don't know why my camera won't come back now. It's driving me crazy.
Well, my next one I was going to switch to is the difference between marketing and branding. And this is the source I was going to bring up. And what I'll do is I'll share it in our private chat, and I'll have Sean copy and paste it if you can. But it's from convictgroup.com. Branding is just strategic, and the marketing is tactical. Such as branding is all about the actual product, the pull, whereas marketing is actually promoting the product. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so branding is, again, it's the look, the feel, the messaging of your business. Not necessarily just a product. In what we're talking about with an eBay store, specifically, it's going to be about all of your products. It's going to be about your entire inventory structure. And marketing is what you do to get people over to look at your stuff. I mean, it's really as simple as that. Marketing is, it's word of mouth. It is signage. It is the social media marketing. All of those things that drive people to your stuff is marketing. Where branding, pretty much once you've developed the branding just is. And you're just spreading that message out in the marketing efforts.
Okay. We have a question here from Bert and Rush. What do you think of adding videos to your listings?
First of all, Bert and Rush, that's an awesome name.
Yeah.
Absolutely love video. Video can set you, I mean, it can get you the sale over somebody who has the exact same thing, because now they can see how it works or how it sounds or that it actually is moving if it's got moving parts. So video's huge. Video's huge. And putting the video over on YouTube with a link back over to your listing can get you the sale, because YouTube is the #2 search engine out there for stuff.
Yeah,
I did not know that. That's cool.
Yeah, he said that he's going to add more details to his listing.
You know what, guys? Can you hold the fort for like 30 seconds and let me hang up and come back in and see if I can get this video working again?
Okay.
Awesome. Yep.
Be right back.
Cool. Yeah, I've added videos a couple of times. You know, like the radio I had gotten. So I played that, you know, on it, and I can't remember the other time I've used it, but yeah, it's been pretty good, does pretty well. And then I checked it on my mobile to make sure, and it's just simply they have to go into the description in order to find that video. So it depends on how they're going to use it, or how they're going to search, I guess. There you
I'm
go.
back. I figured that might fix it.
I don't know how much what Sean was saying you were caught. Sean, you want to repeat that for Danny?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was just saying that a couple of times I have used the video in the description, and I mean, it was great. I checked it on mobile, and it worked out okay. But it did what it was. I mean, people didn't check it out. I'm guessing that was one of them that they complained. They're like, oh, well, I wish I would have known it worked. And I don't know why they made a complaint, but it worked, and I don't know. But maybe they thought I was a different seller. But, I can't remember exactly what he said. But anyway, yeah, he didn't look in the description to see that it worked. And that one I didn't have the title either. So.
Yeah, and so here's something, and I'm glad you brought that up. So we're all going to have those transactions where we're going to get some pain in the butt customer. They didn't read the description. You can't hang your hat on when those happen. Look at all of the good transactions, all of the transactions where they do read the description, where they do love your stuff, because it's going to happen. You know, retail is like, what, 3% are just going to be people who are not happy with what they got, might ask for returns, whatever. Let those go. Don't take them as something you did wrong. If you know you did your listing right, you had great stuff, and you had a video or whatever, brush it off. It's not a personal reflection on you. It is just one of those pain in the butt customers who didn't read.
Yeah.
And
unfortunately, recently I was a pain in the butt buyer or seller. I listed some tins, and when I used the title in the other title that I was sell as or someone like this or whatever, it had screw top, and mine weren't screw top. And she sent the letter, and I was like, she sent the message. I was like, oh man. So yeah, I'm like, well, here's what we can do. You go ahead and return it, and I'll send you your money back, and But yeah,
sometimes we just screw up. I mean, it's gonna happen. Sometimes we do. We just make it right.
Then she sends me a message.
Okay, you want to hear?
I find it acceptable.
I have big screw ups. I did a huge, enormous screw up this month. So when I moved over here, I was working on getting my plush also listed over on Amazon. And so I'm going over, and I'm not doing an FBA yet. I thought, I'll just make it merchant fulfilled until I have time to polybag it up and send it in. So I've got all this plush now listed on eBay and Amazon. Well, I forgot when I set up my new computer and my new email to bring my Amazon notifications into my email program. I did not sign in to my Amazon account for over 2 weeks.
Oh, man.
And my husband happened to like pick up his phone and go to his Amazon app, which happens to be my account. He goes, you've got a really pissed off customer. I'm like, what? And so, yes, some poor little girl had used her birthday gift cards to order this big Lion King plush, and she bought it, and then I didn't send it. And she's looking for it every day in the mailbox, and the mom is just like sending me all these angry messages. And I had 3 orders that I missed because of that. And that's like, I had to totally eat crow. I refunded, I sent the thing, you know, and refunded, so hopefully they'll be happy. But it was like, yeah, so I screw up too.
Yeah.
We all screw up.
That was an our show exclusive, by the way. Remember that.
Don't tell my husband I admitted that.
Oh,
he doesn't
okay,
know
no,
I
definitely not. Yeah, we don't need to admit things like that.
I have a quote here, and I'm sure you probably would agree with it. It's from Jeffrey Gitmore. Gitmore. People don't like to be sold to, but they love to buy.
Oh. Yeah, you can't sell to people anymore. Oh, perfect example. How many people just, when they see those Ray-Ban ads come on to one of the Facebook groups, they go, I am buying a pair of Ray-Bans today.
Yeah. No, it's the words that come out of my mouth now that I see those.
Now, if somebody that you know or that you've seen, like Sean, if you go on your group and you post a picture with these cool new Ray-Bans that you just bought, and then you tell people, and it's like, you guys, it's like, check these out. I just got these. I think I'm going to wear them. It's like I got, you know, this super deal on them, so I got a few of them in my store, too. But you don't tell them to go over there. You just let them know they exist, right? If somebody thinks they're super cool, too, they're going to go over and they're going to buy the Ray-Bans. You know, that's the difference.
They want to be in control, like, they want to, you know, like the car
nobody
salesman
likes
idea, you know, nobody likes those guys, so,
nope.
Yeah.
I know Sean had another question here, and like I said, I'm trying to stumble through this.
Yeah.
But what other avenues besides social media can you use?
Wait, did you just say what other?
What other?
Sorry, had to go there.
So avenues besides social media are there to get your brand noticed?
Oh, so of course social media is huge. You don't want to neglect social media. But I am also a real big advocate of having your own website, even if it is a one-page landing page that tells people about your business, where you have control over your keywords and your SEO. You can do some blogging there. Blogging absolutely drives people to your products. If you are talking about whatever your niche is, not selling to them, giving them information, sharing, you know, news stories that you hear about that product, giving information on how to clean it, how to wear it, what's stylish. That will really hugely market your business, and not just to people who already follow you, but again, it gets you Google SEO. Because we all know right now, Google and eBay are not playing well together. And I don't foresee that's going to fix anytime in the near future. So we really have to be proactive and drive that Google traffic to us. And that's a great way to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, Green Mountain Picker says that you are officially one of the misfits now. which to tell you the backstory of that, we had a group of just on one of my shows was people that aren't normally on the shows and just are the I don't want to say it offensively at all, but like not the lower end, but that's the direction I'm going. Like the ones who don't make it, you know, the big numbers.
Oh, just say it. Just say it.
The ones who aren't as rich. No, I'm just kidding. but yeah. So I jokingly, I was like, oh yeah, this is the I forget who was on there. Somebody had the mitts.
Pesos and
Wait, do they have an L on their forehead?
Unfortunately, no. But or fortunately, no. Or I don't know. But yeah, I'm trying to be so like politically correct. But anyway,
No,
that's
give
where
it
the
up.
story comes from.
You got your own show. You don't need to do that.
That's true. Yeah. But yeah. So now you're officially one of the misfits. So that's.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll wear the scarlet M with pride.
There you go.
And I see another.
Caesar's Palace over there in the chat. Hey, Caesar.
Yeah. What's up, Caesar?
Sean has another question. What are your thoughts on rewarding your loyal customers? Ways of doing that.
Okay, I missed the first part of that.
What are your thoughts on rewarding your loyal customer?
So here's the thing. Here is the big lesson from what Amazon has done really, really well that eBay has not figured out how to do. And that is build a loyal customer base. Now, Amazon did that by coming up with the Prime program, which made people feel special. Anytime you can be part of something that makes you feel special and better than the average person coming over and buying from you, that is how you get loyalty. I fly a lot, okay, and I fly Southwest, and they don't have first class or anything they can bump you up into, So they recently let me join the A-List Club. And what they do for A-List members is you get your own lane to come through TSA with, and you get priority check-in, and you get free drink coupons, and you get to be in the A-List for boarding automatically. Doesn't matter when you check in. So by doing that, they've said to me, hey, keep flying with us, and we're going to keep treating you better and better. And, I think Delta has like Delta Club where you can get bumped up to first class and all this stuff. So anytime you can take a customer base that will come back and buy from you again and you make them feel special, that is going to give you a customer for life. And because people want to feel like they are the only one you are doing business with. I mean, realistically, they know they're not, but they want to feel that way. I mean, think about how you want to feel when you go someplace and you get, served. And that's what we're doing. We are serving people. Even though it's with products and transactions, we're still providing a service for people. We are saying, hey, buy it here. You don't have to leave your home and go look for this. I'm going to give this to you. So if you have some sort of a club that you can put your customers in, that they automatically come back on a repeat purchase and get 10% off, or buy one get one free, or do something that rewards them for coming back and shopping from you again. Or if you do have your own website set up and at some point you get your products on your own website, and so then you tell them, next time you come buy from us at the website, we can give you such and such. A perfect example of this, perfect example, somebody you guys probably know, is BubbleFast. BubbleFast sells on eBay. BubbleFast acquires a lot of new customers through eBay. But once BubbleFast has that customer, they don't send them back to their eBay store. They give them incentive to now sign up and come to their website where they get Bubble Bucks, and they can get discounts depending on what code you used out there. But mainly their reward program is their Bubble Bucks, where people come back and buy from us instead of the competition. They're going to get rewarded. So that is a great way. Come up with something that tells your customers you are special. Come back and shop here again when you're looking for X, Y, or Z, whatever that thing is that you sell.
BubbleFast, their shipping is amazingly fast. I've ordered a few times from them, and they are on it.
They don't sleep.
They must not, because I ordered on like Saturday morning or something, and I got it by like Tuesday afternoon. So, I mean, and they're from, where they're like back Midwest or something.
Yep,
So,
Chicago. Are they Chicago area?
Yeah. I mean, a couple of days. I mean, that should have taken, 4, probably 3 at least. But yeah.
Well, I think this next question from Sean actually covered it in Turtle Trader's question, but can you have multiple brands in online selling?
Didn't quite hear it.
Can you have multiple brands in online selling?
Multiple brands.
Yeah, that'd be confusing, but
yeah, so it goes back to that same thing as having different stores. So I have different stores, but they're branded the same, so it's still under the same brand. If I was to do a new brand for each one, sure, you could do it, but why? I mean, you really need to look at what is your reason behind that, because again, it is a whole new business. It's a whole new marketing strategy. It's a whole new set of things you have to do to drive revenue and drive traffic and get the sales. So you need to be really careful about how thin you want to spread yourself.
True. I can see one selling Bibles and one selling adult toys, maybe.
Yeah, you probably separate those two pretty clearly. Good example. They probably don't come from the same supplier either.
I'm guessing no. It'd be a heck of a niche, though, if they did.
Hey, you know? No, we won't go there.
No.
Sean, anybody else new in the comments lately, or questions?
It sounds like they're drinking over in the comments.
It does, yep.
Yeah.
Sounds like somebody's drinking. I don't know who yet, though.
Really, Nelson Air?
Oh, they're also talking about the green stuff. OG Picker says he doesn't drink anymore, tired of waking up on the floor. I've been there a couple times, unfortunately.
I mentioned Blue Troops. Like I said, you weren't feeling so well, Danny, so I didn't want to tie you up longer than we had to. But do you have
I'm doing okay. I've got my Dr. Pepper. I'm keeping going.
Well, then we'll switch it around a little bit. Let's see if you have any questions for me or Sean. How does that sound to you, Danny?
Now they're talking Spanish over there.
Yeah.
My vino is empty. We need to take a pause to check if Cal Treasures can go refill her wine, because that's serious.
That's a serious issue.
That's serious.
Hey, Danny, do you have any questions for me or Sean?
Do I have questions for so tell me about your brand. Now that we've talked a little.
I don't have a brand.
Okay.
I haven't really found a niche yet, but my store name is probably M&S Mall. Because I figured I was going to have a little bit of everything, so I was trying to be, originally I had my own site to be an online mall. Having doors for jewelry, doors to different clothes, where you can get different things. So somebody went into the site and said, why to go for a certain thing, here's the door to go with. And go from there, but don't
what's kept you from narrowing in on a niche?
I haven't really found anything that sells too good for me yet, so it's like I buy a little bit of everything, what's going to move first, and then I try to find a few that I can find in the right area, not certain things that everybody else can find, so I have to what's good for here, for online, so I find a little bit of everything, getting what I can up. And going
so,
from there.
Sometimes you can tie all those different things still into a niche. Because the niche isn't so much about the products as how you're marketing them out to the people you're selling them to. So, for instance, I was doing one of my Day with Danny shopping days, and the gal I was with kept picking up things that had things like the Eiffel Tower and in London, and then all of a sudden we started seeing a theme arise and thought, travel. So we picked her niche for her. But basically, that doesn't limit the type of products now she can sell. She can sell clothing and ties and artwork and knickknacks and souvenirs and postcards and luggage and all this stuff, because her whole thing is going to be about places around the world and travel type things. So, I mean, there's a huge variety in that. Another one of my members sells things that are for people to give as anniversary gifts. So she took that everything that she had in her store, and now it's like, okay, you know how, I don't know what particular anniversary is which, but how there's a paper anniversary and a wood anniversary and a metal and all these different things that you're supposed to give an appropriate gift for that year. Well, there's still some very hardcore traditionalist people out there that still shop that way for anniversary gifts. So her whole store is now categorized by which anniversary those items will fill. Didn't limit what she was selling. She's selling the same stuff she was selling before, just organized it differently and markets it differently. So sometimes you can look and see in your store, who is it you're really selling to? Because I bet you're attracted to a similar type item, and those things will fit together in some sort of marketing.
Okay. John, do you want to answer her question?
Not really, because she'll
kill you?
When I was an appster, I tried so hard to get me to focus on a niche, and I kind of did, and then I got away from it.
I know, you were doing so good, too!
And I happened. But man, I went on a date with Danny.
I get it, it's hard. It's hard to stay focused because it feels very limiting.
That was kind of what it is, because when I decided that, and then when I went with the day with Danny in San Jose, and we found 30, 40 board games of different kinds. And yeah. I do feel bad in not taking you upstairs in the storage area, but
I know. Okay,
you know,
hey,
and
can we
going
just
through all their books.
Let this out? We're gonna publicly let this out now. What Sean did. Sean got invited into this upper secret back room of this thrift store to go pick, and he didn't bring me with him. I'm just gonna. I'm calling you out, Sean.
I feel bad. Yeah, you're like, you didn't bring me with you. I was like, oh crap. but honestly, I think part of it is some of the games didn't sell very fast, so my mind was automatically like, oh crap, oh gosh, I got to do other things.
We get into this desperate mode.
Yeah, I made a lot of money from that day, though.
We get into desperate mode, especially when money is tight and we don't look at the bigger picture. And so, it's never too late to build your niche back up.
It's true.
But, I mean, I get it. And sometimes, though, remember, if you buy things at really good prices, then churn and burn them, So don't hold out for the biggest price, but stay focused, build up that following so that you can run auctions and start them at low prices that still guarantees you a profit. Maybe not as much as if you held out and put it at fixed price, but you could just keep turning stuff too. And your followers will learn that you are consistently listing this kind of stuff, and they'll keep coming back and keep coming back and keep coming back.
Definitely, yeah. I should see you always pump me up to do it, and then this time I'm more focused now, as of the last couple of weeks, so I should be able to.
Oh, good.
So, yeah. I was definitely
in a different frame of mind. We're going to get you really focused.
Oh, true, yeah. True, I got to get there. Yep. Yeah. But yeah, to anybody, if you have a chance, man, I mean, even if you don't become an appster, go on a day with Danny. It's a blast. Yeah.
Did I tell you that to become an appster is only $10 a month now?
Holy moly, serious? Wow.
Yeah, we changed the whole experience.
Wow, yeah, that's how long it's been. A couple of years now.
Come on back.
We'll have to take a look. Yeah.
Hound House is in the comments. Way to graduate trying to get all the listings up. And we have a question from Jim Terry. Why do you need a niche? I sell whatever makes money.
So here's the thing: you don't need a niche. If you're happy selling everything and you are selling enough and that you got the money you want, I'm not saying that everybody needs a niche. I specifically address this for people who are looking to really grow a business. My ideal client is somebody who's looking for a six-figure online sales business. And you can do that, selling one-offs here or there, but you're going to work really hard, really hard. Whereas defining a niche and being more focused, it frees you up time with your marketing, it frees you up time with your listing process because you're not all over the place in categories and things. It just makes things more automated and easier. You can start getting wholesale, that fits in with what you're selling. It's just a way to really take an online yard sale, and that's what we'll call it. I mean, if you're selling everything, that's really what you're doing. It's kind of hit and miss. You have to hope your customer is going to find the things that you're selling versus being an online business. So that's it. But you don't have to. You're happy making what you're making with it. I'm all for it. Go for it.
We've had several people sell things in the show again. It's like a good luck thing to come here, and there's a couple people that they watch a Toadcast, and they get like 2 or 3 sales during the Toadcast.
Ka-ching!
Yeah.
And now if only the host was getting some sales, that'd be good.
It doesn't hurt that it's Sunday night at the prime selling time, too. Just saying.
No, it's the show, honestly. It's the show.
Okay, it's the show. It's the show. Maybe think, hey, wait, I've got auctions ending. Hey.
Yeah. Oh.
I gotta look.
That might be where your phone was going off, Danny.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Nice.
Do you have any other questions for us? Like I said, I know you don't really know much. I don't know how much you caught when you were watching a couple weeks ago.
No,
And the day with Danny, I am not kidding. I had my wife's Honda Civic, and that thing was filled with games. The back seat, the front seat, and the trunk.
And you sold a lot of them.
I sold all of it. Maybe 5 or 6, because there was only a couple that didn't have the necessary parts that needed. Those old wooden games. Like there was one that needed like this big wheel thing that connected into it, and it just, I couldn't find it. I was like, oh well, But the other ones, and there's a couple I parted out. But yeah, it definitely.
Yeah, that was. I'm coming back up to the Bay Area again.
Yeah.
Not for a few weeks, but
yeah,
I'll be back up there again.
And my great GPS skills, I passed the thrift store, and I was like, oh man, there it is. So by the time I got in there, Danny had probably 30 games or 20 games sitting on the
here.
Well, Sean, here you go. I was like, what? Oh no, that's where I found that Lloyd's of London lamb too.
Wow.
I sold that puppy for 63, 67. Puppy
And a bunch of plush.
But yeah, man.
People are crazy about plush.
Do that again.
You guys saw I cleared out the desk behind me before the show. It's like I'm surrounded by plush because plush just is insane what people will spend for this. I almost said crap. Okay, it's not crap. It's good stuff. But seriously, I come home with I have so much plush because it's just one of my favorite things to sell. Ka-ching!
I have some plush here, bro.
And did you ever sell those giant Coke bottles you had?
No, because I'm not ready to really let go of them yet. I've had offers. They're down at my antique booth, and they're such a big draw. I have $1,000 a piece on them. And I'll sit on them at $1,000 a piece for a long time because they actually make me a lot of money because they draw people to my booth. They see those things. I've got them like way up high. I've got that and this big old styrofoam mushroom.
Awesome.
And so I can go right to my section of the animals.
Oh, man.
Look for the mushroom and the Coke bottles.
Yeah.
Make all the jokes you want over that one.
Yeah, look for the shrooms and Coke.
Hey, it's Vegas, okay?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, let's see, about 20-something more minutes.
Any tips on cleaning? I'm looking over at the chat here. Experimental vaccine. I'm not going to ask about that name. Any tips on cleaning plush? I noticed that 90% of the plush at Weigh and Pays have stains. I do not deal with stained plush. I don't deal with stinky plush. I don't deal with dirty plush. It's got to be in clean, good condition for me to bring it home because, okay, Sean, you still remember this one. What am I going to say about time?
What's the? I don't know the exact words. You got to say it.
Time is money. So if you're spending time cleaning and preparing stuff to sell, then that's more money you're putting into that item. So stay away from the dirty plush, unless it's like some valuable, $100, $200 thing that, But for the most part, no. Go with the clean plush, because this is what parents do with plush. We take our kids to Disneyland, and the kid wants the big Tigger. So we buy them the big Tigger because we can justify it in the name of being on vacation. So we get home, and the kid loses interest in the big Tigger. And now the big Tigger is a big pain in the butt because it is in the way. So it finds its way to the thrift store. So these things come into the thrift store in basically unplayed with condition because the kid no longer wants it. It just seemed like a good idea at the time. And then we go and we buy it for $5, turn around and list it for $75, and now the kid on the other side of the country who didn't lose interest in their Tigger, but it got lost getting home, is screaming and crying, and the parent will do anything to make the kid happy. They go to our eBay store, buy the $75 Tigger, and voila, we're off. That's the cycle.
Yep.
Okay, we have a comment from Texas Gal Treasure, who will be a guest on our show on Mother's Day. Her plush isn't moving too fast. Maybe she has crazy pricing.
And I would say Texas Gal Treasures. Is plush a specialty of yours? Is it something you're listing consistently and marketing consistently?
Well,
it kind of goes in cycles too. I find like right now it's somewhat slow for plush. Of course, Easter time was big for plush. Valentine's Day, big for plush. We're coming up on a couple of holidays that are going to be pretty good for plush. Mother's Day, Father's Day. Then we'll have a lull till we get into fourth quarter, and then plush starts picking up again. So it really is kind of cyclical around holidays with, some here and there. Some good plush will always sell, like Disney will always sell. Characters that are kind of hard to find. Stick with things, me personally, stick with things that can be given as adult gifts because those are going to sell year round. So stuff that's like pop culture, Flintstones and SpongeBob SquarePants. Yes, that is an adult cartoon. I don't care what anybody says.
Always remember the name Lloyd's of London, too. Always.
And Lloyd's of London. There you go.
Especially the lamb, and if it's a pink lamb, even better. So.
Yeah.
I have a lady who constantly, well, not constantly, but every few months sends me a message. Have you had any luck finding the pink one? She bought the blue one for her kid, but she had the pink one as she was a kid, so she wanted the pink one. But yeah.
So Sean, have you set up any kinds of alerts to help you find that item for that customer and you know it's just breaking?
I didn't even think about that, honestly. Yeah.
Just saying. Do a save
I could do
search,
that.
because if somebody comes along and lists it, you know, for $9.99, you can go grab it.
Heck yeah.
Of course, now everybody's going to.
Yeah. Now everybody. Thanks.
No, it's for Sean, you guys. It's for Sean. His customer.
Texas Gal Treasure said no to your question about marketing and listing consistently with the plush.
Yep, so that's kind of the key, too. Cassini, which is the eBay search engine, Cassini loves consistency. So like begets like, whether, and this, I mean, everybody thinks of that as like multi-quantity, but it's really within the same categories too. So if you sell a lot of toys, games, plush in those same categories, every time you sell something, it's going to boost all your other listings. So if you go long periods where you're not listing any more of that, which kind of means you're not driving new traffic to it, it's going to slow down those sales. But then you might find you sell one, and then over the next few days you sell like 3 more. That's the way that Cassini's kind of boosting your things up. You want to cover? Should we cover Caesar's question?
Yeah, I was going to go to that next. I waited till you were done talking, so anyway,
okay. I saw it come on over here.
Yeah, you said. You go ahead and answer it.
It goes in with what we're talking about. Caesar asked about covering the eBay add-on to customers also bought section. So I show this a lot on my show on Thursdays when I'm showing my screen, how if you sell similar items, kind of like what I was just talking about, when somebody comes and looks at an ended listing, it's going to show you customers also, and it's not so much about customers also bought, but what's also available. And it'll show you what's available on eBay that's similar, but also what's available from this same seller. That's the important one. Because if somebody's already done a transaction with you, there's a really strong likelihood they're going to come over and see what else you have for sale. They're like, okay, well, I've already got this coming, I might as well order something else. In fact, when I buy on eBay, I always do this religiously. If I buy something, the first thing I do is go see what else that seller has for sale. And now I buy a lot of glass. And if I go in and I find that they have other pieces of glass that I'm interested, not only may I find something else that I want to buy from that seller, I'm going to favorite them. I'm going to keep them because they're listing stuff that I really, really like. And that's, again, goes into not having to work so hard to drive the traffic and keep getting those customers coming back. Because once you've had a customer, it's really easy to keep that customer happy. If they're happy one time, most of the work is done. You don't have to reintroduce the wheel each time you sell to them. They know what's coming. They've already had a good transaction. Give them a chance to come buy from you again with stuff that they like.
And Experimental Vaccine just had another question. I don't know how much you deal with FBA, but he's wondering if you think they will ever accept used clothes.
Yeah, so, and again, over on the Danni app, we cover it all. I don't just do it myself. I have other experts that come in and answer questions. But I do happen to know a lot about FBA. And actually, I found out the other day that I've actually been on Amazon since 2002. Crazy, it doesn't seem like that long. I just don't like Amazon. It's just not my favorite place. It's a necessary evil. Makes me the oddball out there. But I really don't think so. I don't think Amazon is ever going to go that way. That's going to be eBay's domain. And I tell you, if anybody has been getting really down on eBay and feeling like it is a lost ship and it's not coming back, stay tuned. I'm telling you, we are looking at something really cool around the corner, and that is the fact that Devin Wenning is coming to the helm and taking over as president of eBay Marketplaces, and Enterprises, which is the big retail, big box stores that came into eBay that gave us such a hard time, that's getting split off onto its own thing as well. Marketplaces is getting back to the nitty-gritty roots of taking care of the small to medium-sized seller. That's us. And being the place to come and get anything, anytime, anywhere. I am really excited about the future of eBay. And I know there's been a lot of doomsayers out there saying that eBay's going to get bought out, that it's gone, it's history. I'm telling you what, get ready for fourth quarter on eBay. You guys, it's coming.
You heard it here.
You heard it here.
Yeah. Very awesome.
Okay, let's see. Texas gal was talking about her taking over the cat.
Every time I do something like that, I get thrown in chat jail for like 30 minutes. It's usually when I have to answer a question.
Oh, Danny, we kind of covered your Danni app and your day with Danny. What else can you have out there that you want to promote before we get ready to start closing down and everything else for tonight?
Yeah, well, we are just like 2.5 weeks away from the More Fun, Bigger Profits conference. If anybody can get to Vegas, I tell you what, right now, out there are ways to win free tickets. Because I know, and I'm sorry, I am upsetting anybody who's already bought their ticket. No worries, I'm taking care of my ticket buyers, be sure. But no, really, this is an event that I put together after going to hundreds of events over the last several years, both e-commerce related, not e-commerce related, business related, marketing related, and I feel like I brought the best of all worlds together into my event because I wanted something fun, interactive, but something that you didn't just go and listen to speakers and network like you do at most events, and then you go home and you don't put anything into action. It's like, oh yeah, that was great. I don't have it in front of me, but yes, I do. We are going to be making a blueprint. I'm not showing the front of this because it's not mine, it's somebody else's. We're going to be going home with this filled with your business blueprint, which is going to have action steps to take to get you to where you want to be in your business. And we are going to cover different channels. We're going to cover marketing. We're going to cover building a team, all those things that need to be put into place to put you in a different spot next year than you are this year. And I am really, really excited about it because this has been about 9 months in fruition this year. I did the first one last year, and not that it was bad. Last year was great too, but this year, 100 times better than last year, and you're going home with a real plan in your hands. So I just want to encourage everyone to be there. It's May 13th, 14th, and 15th. 3 days in Vegas. Completely a write-off.
Yeah.
Okay, experimental machine, as he's talking about a company called Ship. Yep. Sounds like they're doing a good.
What did you just say?
Ship, S-H-Y-P.
Ship, Chris, what are you saying?
Watch your mouth, right? Meow.
Watch your mouth.
Well, I'll post it so that way I don't get yelled up saying it.
Interesting. Ship. Okay, we'll have to look for that.
Yeah, I've heard the name, but I don't remember exactly what it's all about.
Hey, real quick. Speaking of that, come on, you gotta admit the most brilliant marketing campaign in the last, I think it was last year. Come on, Kmart. Who isn't still talking about ship your pants?
I honestly have never heard of that.
You did? Oh, come on! You haven't heard. Oh, that was the greatest commercials of all time. I am sorry. That's Kmart back on the map.
That was
about
brilliant.
Because now you can ship your items home from Kmart. They're like, I'm gonna ship my pants.
I'm gonna ship my pants.
I'm gonna ship my mattress.
That's awesome.
I
love that kind of stuff. It's funny.
Okay, Danny, I don't know if you look at the comments and experimental vaccine explains what that company does.
Yeah, $5 to pick up items, package, and ship them. There's a few different companies doing things like that. There's one back in Chicago called Bob Ship Bob, something like that. Ship Bob. The same thing, and they'll come and they'll pick it up and they'll package it. And the way those companies make money is they have these hugely discounted shipping rates, but yet you're paying the regular rate, and they're making their money in the difference. That's how they're doing it.
Okay. Well, okay, about
Our local shipping program works too.
Yeah, about 91 minutes, and I wanted to, I want to thank you again, Danny, for being on, especially staying on when you're not feeling so well. And I did put a link to a couple of the groups in the description below, along with Danny's YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed to her and want to catch her show, go ahead. You know, having in a couple of the comments, stuff like that. She does do a, what's the word I'm looking for? Score of the day or the week. So
I've been on there a couple of times. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's a new format. I actually now go to a real radio studio. It is a professionally produced. It's a radio show, but it's on video. So it's kind of like a behind-the-scenes kind of show. And I do that on Thursdays at 3 p.m. Pacific. And I'm always bringing in cool guests and stuff. So we'll have to have you guys on one of these times.
Oh, yeah.
We can do Skype.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
anything else you see in the comments, Sean, before we get ready to...
CSA Vickers finally came in here about 5 minutes ago. She's a little bit late.
Well, she was probably outsourced it.
Probably. Or dumpster diving. Well, same thing.
Yeah,
She finds the most stuff I ever, and I mean, it's all like perfectly good. I don't know, the people around her just, I don't know, it's like suddenly they decide, oh, I don't want to sell M&Ms anymore, and they just throw away like 6 cases, you know. But in that same place is like, you know, what was the other night? She found like a case of pickles, you know, or, you know, it's just, and all good stuff, you know. It's weird.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm moving back there and go grocery shopping too. What the heck?
okay. So,
Crazy.
like I said, I put all the links down below. Anything else you think of, Sean, before we say our goodbyes?
All the shows all week. I think everybody pretty much says when they're on. So
I don't know if Deanna is doing Pop Talk. She didn't do it last week. So
she might this week.
Profit Talk. You got our V3 show. You got
Green Room on Tuesday. Yeah.
You got Meet and Greet on Wednesday, which I think this week is going to be 25 and under, if I remember right. We got Catacomb on Thursday. We got their Codecast on Fridays. Catherine's Late Night Show Friday night.
Yeah.
Got her Freecast on Saturdays. And of course, weren't there this week today. They also got tickets to return Sunday. So.
Yep, lots and lots of shows to choose from.
There's always lots of information out there.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to urge everybody, take action on some of the stuff you hear. Don't just listen. Take action.
Believe me, yeah, that's another do as I say, not as I do. Just go do it. Yeah. I've lived the last, like, 3.5 years of do as I say, not as I do. So it's time to start doing as I do, or say.
Yes.
Yeah.
And get out of your own way.
Exactly, yep.
Any last things you'd like to get in, Danny, before we sit down?
I'm good. I'm just happy I made it all through the show. I think I only coughed once. This is cool. Maybe I'll be back to normal this week.
Yeah? Just drink more Dr. Pepper.
I'm working on it.
Hey, are those pigs on the back on your desk?
Oh, these.
They I'm
One,
gonna have to tell Lynn to watch the cook
one's
to
a
watch.
pig,
Oh wow, look at that.
one's a cow. Yeah.
Yeah. And tell Lynn
Yeah.
to watch the show. There's a pig on there.
This was bought with Lynn in mind.
Oh, there you go. Yep.
She's my buddy. I have pigs and cows all over.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next week. Who's up next week? Your Mary.
Mary. I was gonna say Titer. I think is her name. It's about pack and ship. She owns a pack and ship place, like kind of like a UPS store or something. Something like that.
Okay, and then the 10th week, or Mother's Day, we have Texas Cow Treasure Time. So, and
Wesley GW on the next week after that.
Yep, the 17th, and then 24th. Tentative we see.
CSA Vickers. Oh, 24th.
Oh, breaking is on the 24th, and then CSA is the end of the month.
Yep, we really know what we're doing. We just, yeah. Honest.
So Rick said they know what when they rewatch it, they can learn what the must ahead is playing for. They may not know the topics, but they know what the guests talk.
Yeah. True.
All right. Thanks again, everybody. We'll talk to you later.
Bye, everyone.